Yep.
Yep.
All right, we are live. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. We'll give them a couple seconds to get through your YouTube ads because you are monetized now, my friend.
Yeah.
You're getting those pennies. Those it's all about the Lincolns, baby.
All about those copper things. Yeah.
Well, good morning. It's the Tesla Tracker here with Matt, the great Mattsby, and hey, good morning. There's 7K plus. And SMH says good morning, and then they immediately request NN and NNE. I don't even know what NN is, but we're going to talk about Bitcoin. As you can see, it's up on Matt's screen here, and he's got the long view, and I got the short view.
Yeah, so it is breaking below that 66,577 I was talking about last night on our triumvirate show, but it's still just a weekly candle. It can just turn into a wick and close back above in 4 days. So we'll just keep an eye on that level still. But regardless, what sits below it is important too, the 64,000 level, and that would just be a back test of that arc, which would be a good thing by not breaking below it, right? It would just be a previous resistance and flipping to a support. So either way, this is a bullish setup for eventually breaking this upper level here. So this is something that I do like, and I'm curious to see how this weekly candle closes.
Hey Matt, can you just point with your cursor to like November 7ish on your arc, your gold arc coming down on the top there?
Oh, right here. Yeah,
Yeah,
right here.
I'm guessing if we don't break out soon, then we're going to see that probably. It'll
That's
probably just
663 ish. Yeah.
Yeah, just like wait for the election, do a quick touch of that, and off we go.
Yeah. So this is the linear scale one, but it's been very accurate with especially when you look at the daily chart view of it. I'll show you right here. You can just see how it's just trending back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it
Right.
broke out and it got rejected exactly where I thought it was going to from the previous highs and that orange level. So the daily chart is just looking really bullish. That's something, possibly something can be flipping to a support. And I don't even think it needs to come down this low, but if it does, it's still not a bad thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to come down there, but if they decide to delay until after the election, then that's what'll probably happen.
Yeah. So we'll
Can you
see.
show my chart real quick, and I'll just then
Yeah.
we can go on to the next thing. Jewel says, "Good morning, friends."
Oh, good
Oh,
morning.
that's so nice. I think they mean like us and everyone else in the chat too. That's really great.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Here's my chart. So basically, I've been charting this since since the weekend. This was Sunday night, or I'm sorry, this is Friday. Last Friday. This was Sunday night, and then here we are on Wednesday, and it looks like it's just kind of inevitable that we're going to get this C wave down to 65,138, because that would just give us a nice 382, retracement. And what happens is I just keep if it breaks below that, or if it can't get higher than like the 382, then I just pull this down to the next test of the low, and then the next test of the low. Because that's kind of what I started with this one, and it was really nice. Got right to the 618, which you can see then when I pulled it down to here became the 50%. It's wild how that works like that. Anyway, probably going to see yeah, 64, 844 ish. Maybe just put this all the way back. I'm sorry, 65,138 is what we're probably going to get here next. All right, what do we want to talk about next?
Well, there's some crypto requests, so maybe I'll just get those done first before we jump into the stock.
Sure. While you pull that up real quick, somebody asked, is CSPR
Oh, no,
dead?
they're talking about Casper. It's a crypto, so
Oh, gotcha.
I'm gonna
Okay,
just
this
show
one's
mine,
not.
and it's been dead. It like I guess they announced that they're merging onto the Hedera chain or something. I don't really pay attention to the news, but it's been dead. Like you can just look at this chart. It lost support and it didn't look back. So it was dead ever since June, basically, when it kept going lower, making lower lows. So is it dead? I mean, I can't really draw again on it, and anything I can't really draw again on is something I don't like because that means it has the potential to go to zero. So this one does ever since it lost support. So the news yesterday shouldn't shock anybody because it's been a dead coin for some time now. So I don't really have any hopes for it because it lost that support and kept making lower lows, and now it's even making another lower low. So it's a stock that, or a crypto that I do not like at all because it just is a falling knife and currently still is. So I think Tracker wouldn't even buy this one. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't even touch that one.
Yeah, not touch that one. And I see a render request too. Yeah, so render I do have again on this one, and it's good from the bottom here. June of 2022, it's just in a range. It's range bound in between a couple fibs right there, 474 and 582. So that's the range it's been in for weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 weeks. It's been in a big in that range. So I think it's a good thing because it looks like it's building a support on top of this 236. So we'll see if it needs to go back down there and test it. But yeah, it's just give it time. But this market structure is perfectly healthy, perfectly fine. It's still going to drift higher over time, and 474 is the target to hold. All right. I think that's the crypto of the morning. So let's just jump in. You got something?
No, you're right. We should do the
indices.
Indices, thank you.
Yeah, so the SPY, no change, right? I'll just go day over day right here. And resistance, right? It's still resistance, under resistance, above support. And support for the day sits at 580.31. Let's see if that holds. Real quick, QQQ, it's looking like 493.20 is your support, and resistance still 497. So it's still currently just in a range for the past week or so, just in that same range. And IWM is down $1.31, 219, but essentially it did wick below that 220.89 I was talking about yesterday, and now it's going to open a daily candle below that. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing. So possibly 217.27. That's going to be your new support down there. So, or even 216, back test of the 702. So either way.
Is that your daily MA50, the green one?
Yeah, that's the 50.
I have to get used to. I've got to learn your colors.
Yeah, green is 50, blue is 100, purple is 200. Yeah,
you're right.
But I was thinking that had a potential to hold since it looked like a katana, but no, I guess maybe not. We'll see. But it's still, the week is young, and the weekly candle is what matters, and it still can just turn into a wick and go higher. So we'll see. But either way, it's just in the same range between the 702 and the 786. 216 and 223, it's stuck in that range, which is not a bad thing. It's just waiting for enough time to break out.
I think it's all of what you've been saying for like all summer long. Like, just a lot of these things are just waiting for the elections as the catalyst to, or what I call the bottleneck.
Yeah, it really looks that way. And on linear scale too, I'm really waiting for the 786 to blow 226.74. That's the target to really get excited about. But obviously last week, we had that rejection, right? We had that rejection exactly on it and can't get any love. But one thing I do like is the linear scale 702 is 219.79. So this could offer some support before it even attempts to go to these lower levels. So I'm just gonna pay attention to this linear scale fib right here for the rest of the week.
Yesterday's candlestick looks like a little bit of a doji, reversal doji. Like they're more leaning towards the upside than the downside. Maybe the 702 will hold for a little bit. Maybe it doesn't have to go below it.
Yeah,
they just need between now and November 7th. There are a couple of states that say that they may not have the results election night or the next day, so we might have to the election might take a couple more days after the actual election day.
Yeah. All right.
I've got
got a chart.
Yeah. Pull me up. I got AMD here. I'm kind of just like running around the requests in haphazard fashion. We'll try to get to all of them here though. But here's AMD. Someone's asking to look at it. Here we are here now. This is a 4-hour chart. So I think there is. I just drew this blue line right here. There's a gap, price gap here. Price might just want to fill that gap, though it doesn't have to. My larger degree chart. has us like well on the way to our next target. I've got a wave, like a subwave one up at 187, maybe comes back down to 162 again, then on to 255, 217, and finally tops out this minor 5 wave cycle for the larger wave 3 at 298.84. So AMD, you're fine. Just keep buying more. If it dips a little bit hard, I mean, it's only going to dip. If it, to close that gap, it's only $5 down. So, just hold what you got. If you want more, you can wait and see if that gap fills. And if not, anything below 162 is just going to keep giving back to you in the near future. Let's see.
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to point out yesterday it did close daily candles below the 50-day and the 100-day moving average. So that's not really good for short-term momentum. And I think what is likely now is just focusing on the weekly chart here. And the focus there now to me is exactly in this spot for maybe next week, right there around 149. That is an area of interest to me. And essentially, when is earnings exactly? It's in 6 days. Yeah, so it's not this week, it is next week. And that's what a coincidence. Next week is exactly that intersection of that horizontal level and the arc there. So interesting development of time.
What price is that?
149. I'll just round down because it can wick through. It can even go down to like 148, 147, whatever.
See, the wick through will close that price gap.
Yeah.
And then back above again.
So I can see that happening now, especially with the day over day weakness, right? But this is still a very interesting zone. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. And I think the opportunity to get in at those levels is probably a pretty good opportunity. Yeah. Even if I put up a fib there too, it is kind of breaking through that 382 as well on log scale. And on linear scale, what sits below 146.72. So I can see a wick through just to get to that 146, going through my 149 level. So I think 149 to 146 is looking like a fabulous opportunity. And you can just see right here in linear scale, 146 was a super strong support level here. And it was a breakout, and it would just be a back test of that to continue higher. So 146 to 149, you have my blessing. Yeah.
All right, that was for Mitso Boss. And I've got NN here. I've never seen this chart before. I just drew a standard retrace on it, and it looks to me like it is right at the 618 right now. It already did like the whole move here, and then it didn't go 382.236. It went 236, hung around, 382, hung around, and now here's a perfect touch to the 618 at 1008, and it's at 1006 right now. Or wait, let me look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, it's still right there. This is at resistance now. So now is not when you want to buy it. Now is when you want to take profits. Maybe sell, like, if you've got a position in it, maybe sell half your position and then watch and see watch for its retrace. In fact, I can do that for you now. The first retrace you'd watch is probably to this one. So, oh no, I got it backwards. Right, because we're going the other direction. From this top here, retracing back down to this bottom, the retrace will probably take it down to 788. It looks just like this. 382, 236, 618, or if it does a repeat of what it did on the way up, it'll just go 236, hang around for a while, 382, hang around for a while, and then bam, 618, and then start back up again. So 788 is your buy target. And that is NN.
You got NNE too?
Sure. NNE looks like this. Same kind of deal. It is let's see, no, actually that's the fib extension. Let me just do this real quick. From here to there. Yeah, it went up past the 618 and then is coming back down to check out this 50% retrace level from down here back to the previous high, is giving it some support. And I think it could keep going up to just to reach a little past the 764 retrace to the 764 fib extension. That means I took this low, this high. This is wave one, wave two, and so then now we're in wave three, sub one. Takes us to 32.54. So this is what I've got for my subscribers: is hold it until start selling into 32.54, maybe sell half of it, and then buy back down as it approaches 19.42. Eventually, this one goes to 96.19. So enjoy a let's see, from where it is right now, if you just bought it and held it, a 325% increase. That is
Yeah,
NME,
not too bad.
not too shabby.
All right, so we'll continue on. NBIS, have you seen that one before or no?
I've not, but I can go first if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
NBIF
S.
S. Oh, Nebius Group. Never seen it before. Let's look at it on the weekly chart. Oh, what? It's brand new. It's a brand new baby boy or baby girl. It doesn't. Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
Your chart wasn't loading, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Maybe
Sometimes TradingView lags, I think.
that's a heck of a lag, though. This is trying to give it to me on the daily. There's nothing happening. So weird. Oh, on the 8-hour chart, it gives me all this.
Yeah, I have the same problem with it on TradingView, so maybe we can't do it. It's not pulling up on my
Wait. That was the beginning of the time. Hang on. I saw the dinosaur. All I need is the dinosaur. Just want to make sure it didn't go.
There's the data. So
All right, 42, 45. All right, here's the all-time high. So it just fell off the map from the all-time high. It had to go all the way back and retest the low. So this is great for a retrace. This is the perfect perfect case study for retrace. So from this 1411 low, retracing back to the all-time high of 8711, I would expect to see retrace. Typical would be close this gap back up to $42, down to 31.34, and then up to 59.22. So now that's just like looking at it from not looking at the bottom at all. I mean, this could still keep pushing down a little bit. So you're going to want to start small, real small. And in fact, it hasn't made a new. I mean, here's a low, then it made a slightly lower low. It looks like. Wait, that's not a double bottom, is it? Yeah, it makes a slightly lower low, and then a lower high. So this hasn't really started looking bullish yet. But you could gamble a little bit. It might retest 14 again from 18. Just size your positions very small until it starts to get back over 24. Over $24, maybe you could buy some more and not be too scared.
all right. Yeah, that's not my cup of tea right there. But
Yeah,
I'll continue with DJT, Donald
right.
Trump. So yeah, it's breaking above the weekly baseline there, right above the 34.18. So interesting development. If it closes the week above it on Friday, then I think it's got a good shot to get into 45. So this is a good bullish development for DJT. It looks like it did hold this double bottom here, or even triple bottom maybe. And yeah, I think it has a really good shot at getting to 46, 45, maybe even the top of the cloud too, around 48. So looks better and better, but it's still stuck under this resistance here, and not sure if it's going to be able to break that. So we're going to keep an eye on that $34 level. Make sure 34.18 kind of holds as a support going into the weekly candle close.
I'd say it almost goes without saying that this is, an election sensitive stock.
Yes.
It will probably get right to the verge of retesting, like the sort of the center point, maybe go on the verge of even like going to like 58 or something like that, just before the election day or on election day, and then the results will wildly affect it.
And I see APLD, Applied Digital. This is, nearing kind of a top two. Not sure if it has much more strength. There's a lot of wicks above, so it has a lot of resistance to battle. But the good news is it's on top of the cloud here, and it's making a lot of series of higher lows over time. So the structure is really nice. and it already did kind of backtest the cloud, so it could push up and break through this resistance, but it is looking pretty massive with all these wicks. So I'm just kind of a little bit cautious right there. But if it can break above that, I can see it going to the next level up here, maybe 17 or even to the 25. So just pay attention to this zone if it can break out or not.
That's amazing. Can you show my chart? I've got
Yeah.
APLD2, and I've got almost like 17 and 26 instead of 25.
And I didn't even chart it before.
You didn't even chart it before. You just like looked at your stuff.
Yeah.
So APLD, I kind of want to do a tutorial video for my followers on this one on how to draw these charts in 2 different ways, because I did this last night. And it's like, oh, I need to buy this. This looks pretty good. So from retracing from the all-time high of 34.19 down to 93 cents. Oh my God. And it seems like it built up some support. And then just the standard retrace is what you can see here in brown. And it would go 382, 236, 618. But what's happened is, let's see, I keep moving this around. I'm sorry, because I'm looking at, so usually be 382, and it hasn't gotten there yet. It's still hanging around the 236. And I kind of think once it gets to the 382 at 1364, I'm looking at this price history action right here. I think it's actually going to want to, because it's spent so much time down here building this base around 236, I think it's going to blow through 382. Maybe just like get a moment where it kind of slows down, but then goes up to the 50% level, because that's the top of this candle right here. So for this one, I think just based on the prior history, I'm moving this fib up to 50% with a retrace down to the 38.2% fib retracement of 1364. And then opt this. It'll skip the 618. It'll go higher, the 764. And look where this candle is. It's right or just touching that 764. I think it's foreshadowing that was going to come back to this. So that's my Apple D chart. 1756 back to 1364 on a 2634, and then it makes a good tutorial study because I also was working on a smaller. What would a 5-wave move up look like? And it just follows the same pattern basically. The retrace is in brown and the 5-wave impulse is in black, and they almost perfectly match.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Okay, what do we got next here? It looks like Coinbase. I'll just pull up my chart real quick here. So yeah, Coinbase 205.45 pre-market. I mean, Bitcoin kind of already recovered from that 66,000. So we'll keep an eye on this level, but I'm gonna look at the daily chart for this one and see what really is likely, and possibly going back to this 197 could be likely, right? It's back underneath the cloud now. It might turn into a resistance, so it might be just kind of like a breakout back test. But I think anything in this zone right here is looking pretty good to maybe for price to rebound and go higher. So I think it has this opportunity to bust through this arc above right here in the near future. Maybe not this week or next week, but I think soon, as long as it stays in between the 702 there and this, it could be like a little wedge and then break through. So this is looking more and more bullish for Coinbase, and I do like it.
All right. If you come back over to me real quick, I've got a battle for you. It's a contest between Wolf versus IREN.
Oh,
Let's
nice.
fight. So what I literally did was, you can do this in TradingView. You can type in one ticker, then the forward slash, a division sign, and then another ticker. It could be any two you want. And so Wolf divided by IREN gives us this chart, where Wolf has definitely been falling against IREN, but it looks to me like it's poised for a comeback. I think Wolf could be stronger than IREN for this matchup. That's my 2 cents on it. All the miners are looking pretty good. What do you think, Matt, about Wolf versus IREN?
Yeah, it looks like it's breaking out,
Or I'm like, well, like, what do you think about? I'll show you my Wolf chart. Let's see. Here's Wolf.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are thinking about Wolf because it shot up really hard yesterday, and then I think it gave it all back this morning in pre-market.
Did it?
No, I'm sorry. It gave just a little bit of it back. Let me think. This is yesterday. Yeah. Yes, on Tuesday it opened and it shot up to 655, and now it's back down to 626. Earlier this morning, I was looking at it really early. It was lower, but now we're back to 625 again. I mean, I'm not worried about Wolf. I'm looking for it to come up to $10.07 a
Yeah.
share.
Well, what I saw is Wolf is breaking out, right? And Iron still hasn't broken out yet. So therefore, I like Wolf still better, simply because it broke out. You know.
I've got a potential bullish W1 IREN. It's under this resistance of 983. It hasn't even tested it yet. It's like easing its way up to it. But once it gets over 983, it should probably get to 1252. Test back to no, I won't do that. You'll probably get a 1.5%. I'm sorry, 150% to extension. A 1335 test back to 1149, and then continue on up. And
Yeah.
this one tops out for me at 2225 for the cycle. Now it doesn't top out completely. It just goes this high, then has a ABC retrace, and then it goes up again.
Yeah.
Just like Bitcoin.
All right. Let's go to NU. That's one of your favorites, right?
Yeah, new holdings. This one it's in a final cycle on the 4-hour chart. Do I have a larger degree chart? This one I've got it somewhere between. I couldn't decide um, based on how it behaved down here. 1382, 236, and then I expected to go to 1236, and it kind of held under there. But instead of testing back, oh no, it did do 764. Never mind. Oh, it's because of this. I did not expect this to jump all the way down here. It was supposed to hold support right here at 1045. This wick kind of threw me off. So instead of necessarily getting right to the 2236 at 1786, it might go somewhere between 200% and 223.6. So like 1730-ish is my next target for that. And do I have a larger degree? No, that's all I've got for that. Oh,
Yeah, I
because
got
it's
some.
new. It's new. And new is new.
It was new. Yeah.
NW.
Yeah, I got something similar to that. Like, yeah, they were talking about the Katana that Kat was mentioning right
Oh, yeah,
there.
it's just splitting off
It
right
was
there.
it was a very long Katana too,
It is.
and it did break out. So it's still holding that support. So that support does sit at $14 still. So I think as long as $14 holds, it can break through my level here, $15. But yeah, 1754 is my next fib level here. So I think that kind of aligns with your 1730-ish. So
It
that is
does.
a very
What's the next one you got over that? The next fib, you're like the
20
1.5 or the, oh, 1.41.
21.17. Yeah.
Fancy. Um, yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm thinking maybe because it pulled that wick down so deep, maybe it'll pop up higher even.
Yeah.
So be
It's
cautious
possible.
around. My expectation was 1786, maybe 1859. Maybe it'll be wrong. Maybe it'll jump up to 23 instead,
Yeah.
or
And
21 if he's got on his chart there.
I see a request for AKT. I think that's a crypto. Yeah, it's a cash. Yeah. I do have a GAN for this one actually. AKT looking like it's gravitating towards this angle. So just briefly, a quick look. It lost all support here and it's still stuck. So it looks like to me, it might want to gravitate towards that 197, the 100-week moving average, and the angle here over time. So probably just more time before it wants to go higher is what I think for AKT. And I think, Tesla. We haven't even talked about Tesla today.
Yeah, we talked about so much last night, though. You guys can watch the show that we did last night. We'll talk about
Yeah.
Tesla in a second. I've got one more quick one I want to show people.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody requested MPW, Medical Properties Trust.
Yeah.
And this is a great looking chart. I just drew this retrace down from the 271 bottom we just hit, retracing back to the 1838 all-time high. This is not, this looks like the stock star back in 2005, 2006. But look at all the stair stepping on the way down. It just kept testing all these levels on the way down. This is great because it foreshadows all the moves it's going to make on the way back up. So I like this one easily for a let's see, 382, 236, 618. It's going to have some trouble It's going to hang around that 50% level a lot. Actually, maybe it will go 764 after all. Maybe I could do it like this one. Oh no, it's probably gonna be. I think it's gonna have some wild swings. Is what's gonna have. So look for like a high A of 1054. Then it could test all the way back to 641 again, and it's gonna start building an inverse head and shoulders if it does that, and then on up to 1468 to test the 76.4, and then after that, expect perhaps a 5-wave correction down, which will then give us a larger 1, 2, maybe even a little deeper, and then it just keeps going up from there. So no, I like this one. Whoever bought this, I think you did a good job. Even look at um, the smaller scale price action here. I just see higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low. It's in a bullish run. So
Yeah.
good job. I'm gonna add this one to my my own spreadsheet. As a matter of fact.
There you go. These morning shows are beneficial to get introduced to new things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Tesla, we talked for over an hour about it last night, but there's no change. Like, I don't think anything's going to happen today because the earnings are after the bell. So the stock will probably be stuck in between probably 215 and maybe 219, right? 220. I think it'll be just stuck in that range all day. And tomorrow's the day. So tomorrow is showing that it's going to be under resistance. But if it's a good earnings, it could gap up above everything. If it's bad, then maybe it'll go back down to the weekly support, possibly, which is 207, right down there. So either way, still not a bad situation for it because market structure since the bottom in April, it's a series of higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, and that still would be a higher low. So therefore, I'm still bullish for the future of Tesla. As I'm not a day trader, I'm just accumulating for explosive moves higher.
Yeah. The best time to buy Teslas was that bottom I called back in April when we had 130.80. You could just bought as much as you want down there and then held it forever, and that will be the lowest you would ever
People
get
try
it.
to time the market and trade in and out all the time, and they typically end up chasing later. So
Yep,
that's difficult.
that's me. I'm doing it right now. I'm chasing it. If you show my chart real quick, Matt, I just want to point out here on the 4-hour chart the green Bollinger band here that kind of draw it like an alligator, and the alligator is kind of whistling through past the graveyard here. It's getting really tight and really squeezy here. Whenever the Bollinger Bands get really tight like that, it foreshadows an explosive move in one direction or the other. So it doesn't necessarily forecast which way, but obviously with this unclosed price gap above, I would like to see it run right up to that price gap and close that up. If you watched the show last night and listened to Matt just a moment ago, there's all kinds of support down here around this 209, 208, 207, 206 area. I don't think it's going to be able to break through that. I think this is as low as it's going to go. If it does break lower, maybe just like a momentary wick of like 2 or 3 minutes where it like wicks down to like $200 and a penny, and then it's right back up again, and then it just shoots up from there. If it pulled down deep like that, that's like the ocean pulling way back before the tsunami comes in, and then the giant like 30-foot wave comes out.
Slingshot.
The slingshot effect.
Slingshot
And
engaged.
so I'm looking for 280.94. I'm looking for the slingshot effect from earnings tonight to 280.94. If it doesn't happen tonight and tomorrow, then maybe it'll just have to wait till after the elections again.
Yeah.
November 8th.
Timing is always a difficult thing, but as long as the low 200s holds, I will remain bullish.
Yeah. This green arrow right here, it's simply a simple trend line that points from the 138.80 low up to $330 on December 30th. And as long as we're in sight of this line, we're on track to meet my projection of at least 330 by the end of the year. And we're deeply under right now. We were right on the line. Now we're like way under it. But I think we can come back to it easily.
Yeah. All right. I got about 5 more minutes here, so I'll just do a couple that one is Tau. It's a crypto. So basically it's back testing the cloud. In the process of that, breaking out back test, maybe 498, 497, or a little bit below could be the target. But this is a very bullish structure, super bullish, breaking out back test for a continuation higher in the future. And for end phase, we'll see how low is it going to go. I see a request for that. Yeah, I made a chart here, and essentially I drew some arrows, right? This is the November 2023 low. And here is price right now. It's 76. And here is the intersection right there. So what I can see and what I've been saying this whole week actually is price is going to go down here. And sure enough, it's already there. And then it's probably just going to gravitate to this angle over time. And they intersect here in March of 2025. So this will probably just be maybe dead money for, I don't know, what, 5-6 months? Yeah.
5-6 months.
Yeah,
Matt showed me this chart on Monday, and I immediately sold my end phase. Like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I think high time frame, it still really looks nice from the bottom because it just had a really explosive move. But it's kind of like SMCI now, how it's just trying to find a bottom, and this is part of the process of maybe finding a double bottom over here before it really wants to go higher. So the low of this is 73.50. What is it? 73.49. So as long as a weekly candle close does not close below that, I will still remain optimistic about this for the future. But it's not like it's going to just explode higher anytime soon because it made a lower low from here, right? It lost support here. So that's going to take a while to play out, maybe into early next year. So just for me.
It's a weekly candle too. It could even possibly be somehow election sensitive. Maybe after November, it's just like, we're done testing down. We'll go up again. Because look how much support it built over that 102 level. Like this run back seems like a suspicious test back before going higher to me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the end of the month closes, but this is looking like a double bottom to me currently, right? But if a weekly candle closes below that, then I'll have to change my thought process of it. But I think right now everything is just doing according to what I was talking about yesterday and the day before, and yeah, that was Monday. Yeah, even on Friday when I saw this candle here, I warned my Patreon people. I'm like, you know what? This is a bad weekly candle close, and probably this is going to happen. And sure enough, that happened. So, we got maybe 2 minutes. One more. Do you got? There's service now. You want to?
I'll do whatever you want. I think I pulled up. I did ARM. Somebody asked for ARM.
Oh yeah, you can do ARM. Go ahead.
So here's my chart for ARM. It's bullish. I mean, there's nothing. It's never been not bullish, basically, since 2023 when it came in. I've got. It's just doing a little run back now. Whenever I've got a price target and price is moving to that price target, it's always going to go up and down and up and down. It's going to oscillate around that trend line of the target. It's actually I can move this a little bit like that. I think. So it's heading for my next target is a 764 fib extension off of the all-time low to 205.34. So you're at 147. We're great. It's going to have. Oh my gosh, I haven't updated this thing in a while. In fact, it's funny. I think it's been filling out this chart without me looking at it. Yeah, 39% upside from now until 205. Then it's going to retrace almost the entire way back. 151, and then you have another 94% run from 151 to 293, and that's just the wave 3. Then it goes to wave 5 to 435.50. So ARM holdings just keep holding it.
Keep ARM holding it. Yes.
Yeah, keep holding in your arms.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, that's all the time I got really for today because I got to do my private live stream now for the group. So,
and how would somebody be able to watch that private stream, Matt?
Well, it's in the description on my YouTube. It's on Patreon Tier 5. If people want to have access to a daily private live stream that I do for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour every morning. I did do live trades on Monday, and I just do talk about setups. I talk about all that stuff for the whole hour on charts that look important. So if you guys are interested, go ahead, sign up for Tier 5 and join my Telegram.
That's awesome. And anyone who didn't get their request fulfilled this morning and you still are interested, go over to my X account. I'm at SBZUNG. I'm the Tesla tracker. Send me your request again, or type in your request and tag me in it, and I'll try to get to it today if it gets slow.
All right. Well, then we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow, Matt. Good luck tonight with
Thanks,
Tesla.
man.
I'm super
Yeah,
excited.
yeah. You too. Thank you, man. Bye-bye.
Thanks.